Welcome back to another AR12 car vlog where today we're doing something I've never actually done to one of my cars before. Today, we're installing some body mods on the Subaru STI. This massive box behind me is actually filled up with a front splitter, side skirts, and even sorta kinda some rear diffuser stuff. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never installed body mods on any of my cars before, so I'm bringing you guys along today so you can laugh at me and see how long it takes me to do this. So, first mission, these two cars gotta get out of here, and we'll get the Subaru in the garage and up on the ramps. Also, yes, if you've been watching some of the other videos that I've been making here on the channel, yes, the garage has gone through a massive transformation since the last garage update video I made. I'm actually working on the next episode of the garage renovation right now, but I won't be uploading that video until we get one more delivery at the beginning of November, so you'll have to stay tuned to see all of the stuff we've done in here. Before we get the car on the ramps, let's do a quick before and after so we can see the difference of what we've done today. So, front bumper is as standard gets. We've got the standard blue paint along both sides with the massive plastic piece in the middle. As for the side skirts, again, as standard gets, just your standard blue paint. We do have those mud flaps we put on a little while ago, and we've also got these black and green fender thingies that do look pretty cool. Last but not least, the rear diffuser is actually pretty cool on these cars with these big like fin thingies coming off of them with our cool exhaust we installed last time. The parts I purchased for the rear though will actually go on this part of the car, which will allow it to tie in with the side skirts really nicely, so hopefully those will look good. So I should actually say, if you're planning to do this yourself, you don't actually need to put the car on ramps like I did. Putting the car on ramps is actually just gonna make it a lot easier for me to film, so that's why I did it. Also, side note, if you're a fan of my YouTube videos, you can actually support the channel by picking up our brand new AR12 World Tour merch. This new merch is actually especially cool if you're a fan of JDM cars because we're rocking Japan on the back. If you do want to check this out and support the channel, there's a link in the description down below. Thanks so much for all of the support. So while we wait for the super wet car behind me to dry off, let's open up this box and we can take a look at all of the body parts that I ordered. What do we have first? This is gonna be one, or I think both of our side skirts actually, okay. Here is our brand new front splitter. That is so sick looking. And I think that's it. All right, we're good to go. So I guess now is kind of a good time to probably mention who makes all of this stuff. All of the parts I'm going to be installing today are made by a company called Maxton Design. Now, if you're from the UK, you've probably heard of Maxton Design before because they are super popular. They make tons of parts for tons of different cars. Living in Canada though, parts like this are never going to be super common because people won't want to make their car any lower than it already is. Because of all the snow and ice we get, parts like this can sometimes get ripped off of your car. And with all of that wrapping off, we've actually got our massive front splitter and even our little rear diffuser parts are taped to it. I love it. Now, I already know I'm gonna get some comments from people being like, Nick, why didn't you toss on like a big carbon fiber front splitter onto your car? Well, like I was saying before, since I live up here in Canada, we get so much snow and ice, and carbon fiber parts are so expensive, and since these are gonna be sitting so low to the ground, these are gonna get scratched up, they're gonna get hit, and if they were made of carbon fiber, I think I would cry because they'd be so expensive. Something like this is 150, 200 bucks, so if this gets scraped or even cracks in all of the snow and ice, it's gonna suck, but I wouldn't be crying the same way I would over carbon fiber. All of the parts that I order are the same gloss black. I think it's gonna make the car look really good overall. All of the parts also have like this protective film on it still to keep it in as good condition as possible until we're ready to get it mounted up to the car. The first thing I wanted to do is actually take the front lip over to the car, which I loved, and then I cleaned the underside of the bumper. Now that I'm underneath the car and taking a look at how the front lip is gonna attach to the car, it makes way more sense. There's a bunch of push clips already here and a bunch of bolts, already a ton of holes pre-drilled in the car, so we're good to go. This really shouldn't be that difficult. That was until I figured out that I needed to remove a ton of push clips.
Come on! Get out! All right, that one's gone forever.
Yeah, no, I never actually found that, so I don't actually know where it is. After that, though, we had to drill our first couple of holes into the front bumper and remove that protective film, and then I jumped under the car one more time to remove our skid plate, just so we can make sure we're getting all of the proper connections on the front lip.
Push the pop clip in. Come on.
Yeah, we're in.
Okay, get the other one in before it falls on me.
I've actually done something, and it hasn't backfired. Oh my god, it's in. Oh my god, it's in. It's actually in. I need to see. I've only got 2 clips in right now, so obviously it's gonna sit a lot better. This bit's still hanging off, for example, but you can see the look of it, and that is so much better than it was before. That is awesome. I love that. And that's when I realized we had a little bit of a problem, because when I went to attach the part of our skid plate that we removed earlier, it actually banged into the front lip. So I saw a guy online who actually had the same problem. So he took one of these and actually cut a slit in that thing that was blocking it to try to get the skid plate to go through it. And
shit, it's not big enough.
Well, I really hope I didn't need that, because it's no longer attached. I did actually see another guy do something very similar online, so at least I know I'm not alone and my front lip isn't gonna fall off. But after that, we got all of the screws and bolts in, and it was looking so good.
We are looking pretty good.
Okay, we were looking pretty mediocre, but we've got all of our screws, and so it's not gonna fall off. I do actually need to go to the store to get 2 really long screws, because they need to go through the front splitter, through the splash guard, and into the body of the car, just to make everything super secure. But this is not going anywhere. It looks so good. Obviously, I've got to wipe them down, clean them up, make them look really good, but it's all ready to go. That was super difficult. Let's do something a little bit easier. Let's try that rear diffuser, and hopefully that'll be easier. So now that I think about it, I definitely should have started with the rear, because these use like, what, 1, 2, 3 screws max? Those weren't actually screw holes. Those were for push clips. So we had to remove a whole bunch of push clips, which, fun fact now, have become my least favorite thing in the world. Hey Siri, how do you separate a push clip? Holes have been drilled. We have 2 of them. The instructions for these are even worse. It says check the fitting, and then install the spoiler, and then it just says repeat point 2 for the other side. Also, that's a golf. So the instructions were absolutely useless, so I actually kind of came up with my own idea of installing these. We ended up using a combination of push clips and a couple of different bolts, and they go straight into the rear bumper, so again, these shouldn't fall off at all, and I think they look pretty good.
Yes! It's on!
I mean, the only thing I copied from the instructions was basically doing the exact same thing to the other side of the car, so that was pretty simple. So there you go. The rear part of the car, done. And that was day number 1, wrapped up and in the books, with the front splitter installed and the rear diffuser stuff installed. It is day 2 where we're gonna get the side skirts installed. However, before we do that, let me show you something I noticed. So if we're at the front bumper of the Subaru and we drop down to where the front lip is, you can actually see that there's some light between the front lip and the front bumper. Obviously, that's not supposed to be there, but we kind of had to make our own sort of fitment underneath because of our splash guard. The way I'm gonna fix that is with these. These are self-tapping screws, which I'm actually gonna screw in through the lip into the front bumper on either side, and hopefully that'll secure the front a little bit better so we don't get that light showing through. I see some more areas where we might want some more screws in the future, but for now, that looks perfect. Let's do the side skirt. So the side skirts should be pretty straightforward. If you take a look underneath the car, you'll see all of these like little ridges that go up and down. They have these little push clips in them, so we're gonna need to remove all of those. And then what we're gonna need to do on the actual side skirt is it has the same little ridges, so we're gonna need to drill holes for the push clips. And then we're gonna make it extra secure by adding in one of those screws that we used on the front bumper over here. And we can even add in some double-sided tape if we really wanna go super try hard with this. I decided we should play it safe and use the double-sided tape anyways. However, it didn't really work that well.
Please don't fall, please don't fall.
Ow! Yeah, so I decided, screw it, I'm just gonna use screws and bolts instead again. Once I figured out what to do, it was actually really easy. I didn't need to mess with any of those push clips at all. Basically, all I needed to do was just drill the side skirt into the body of the car, and I think that looks so good now. Let's go. This other side is gonna take me 5 minutes. So you might be asking, how exactly do you install a side skirt, and how do you make sure it's level and everything if you're only one person? Well, haha! You use my new patented special method of balancing the side skirt on your foot while you screw in the other end to make sure it doesn't fall off. And then once you've put in, I think we put in like 9 screws into this thing, we were done. The side skirts look awesome. Let me know what you think. And just like that, the Subaru Subaru STI was done, so let me show you around what we did today. So starting off with the front lip, I think this looks so good. I feel like all Subarus should have a front lip like this. It's super aggressive, yet also understated. Like, if you didn't know this thing was modified, you'd think that's bone stock, really. The front lip also ties in perfectly with our side skirts, and again, super subtle, yet changes the appearance of the car. And again, if you bring it onto the rear, our little rear diffuser things also tie in perfectly with our side skirts. It's all coming together. Honestly though, not only do I think the body parts look really good on the car, it was also super fun to get them on, so I really want to do more mods like this. I'm really excited to see how all of these body mods hold up over the winter with all of our snow and ice. It's gonna be interesting to see if they actually survive. So if you want to see an update, make sure you subscribe. Also, speaking of the winter, you also might have noticed these in the background of the video today. These are my brand new winter tires, Bridgestone Blizzak. These are actually 255 R18, so they have a little bit more sidewall than those, which are 245 R19. Next month, we're gonna get these tires on the car so we can be ready to go for the winter. I also think we need to wrap the roof black like I had on my old Subaru STI. I feel like that looks really good, and it's always a fun mod as well. That though is everything for the Subaru STI for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. We installed our brand new body mods and I feel like they look really good. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and let me know what else I should be looking at for this car. Oh yeah, don't forget to check out the World Tour merch like I said. Links in the description down below.